48, can you copy a VIN? I'll take my time. Try and get a stop on that GMC Suburban. It just left. He wasn't a fan of me being here. Wanted to flip me off and threaten me to get off the property.
What'd you pull me over for?
For your threats that you made to one of our officers.
That's not a threat. What threat?
Hop out or I'm gonna break your window.
It's a constitutionally protected activity.
Welcome back to the LackLuster channel. On March 10th of 2022, a viewer named Josh was leaving his residence when Officer Malta of the Wright City Police Department pulled up to the sidewalk in front of his residence. The officer had noticed 2 cars in the driveway without license plates and began an inquiry into the unregistered vehicles.
A plate. How we doing?
Good.
Not too bad. Are these your vehicles?
Yeah, well, this one isn't. Those 2 are.
Okay, so what's going on with them? They don't have any registration on them.
I just bought that one and that one. I took the head off of. This is my
one for you with plates.
In Wright City, Missouri, derelict vehicles can be stored within a completely covered enclosure. If left uncovered or in a driveway, the local police department will adhere a sticker to the window, indicating that it will be towed in 7 days if not taken care of. After speaking with Josh, he informed me that one of the vehicles in question wasn't even his, and that it was going to be removed from the property soon, and the Monte Carlo was purchased just a couple days prior and was to be registered soon.
I'll get a cover for him, man, but you get off my property now.
No.
I'll get a cover for him.
I'm placing ordinance stickers on all of them.
I'll get a cover for him.
You can't do that. That's not how it works.
Okay, you put your stickers on. Fine.
Okay, then you're going to be cited for it.
Hey, put your stickers on, I'll take care of it.
I'll just issue citations. .48, can you copy a VIN? Okay. I'll take my time.
There you go,
1 George 6. .48, 103, where you at?
pulling up here shortly.
10-4. Try and get a stop on that GMC Suburban. It just left. It's on Samwise now.
That's clear.
He wasn't a fan of me being here.
Is it his residence?
I believe so. He wanted to flip me off and threaten me to get off the property.
Officer Malta has just lied over the radio to create an emergency response from his coworkers, claiming that Josh threatened the officer. And while Josh did flip off Officer Malta, it is clearly established through the Supreme Court that the finger and what it represents is protected free speech, and is not a legally sufficient reason for an officer to initiate a traffic stop. Upon hearing the lies of Officer Malta, Detective Beard locates Josh's SUV and pulls him over without activating his dash cam or wearing a body cam.
Good, can I help you?
Got your driver's license?
What do you need my driver's license for? What'd you pull me over for?
What's that?
What'd you pull me over for?
For your threats that you made to one of our officers.
That's not a threat. What threat? What threat did I make to an officer?
I need your driver's license, proof of insurance.
You need a reason to pull me over.
I just gave you that.
For what threat? I didn't make any threat to any officer. I haven't. No, I am not. Because I did not break the law.
So you're not going to give me your driver's license and proof of insurance, is that correct?
For what?
I just told you.
For what threat?
Okay, I'm not going to keep going through.
Threatening an officer is not a crime. I didn't threaten to do anything to
It's a
him.
crime, yes.
Flipping an officer off is not a crime.
A threat to an officer is, I'm not going to...
Flipping an officer off is not a crime. Flipping an officer off is not a crime. It's a constitutionally... It's a constitutionally protected activity. Right?
Hop out or I'm going to break your window.
It's a constitutionally protected activity to flip an officer off.
That's fine. You can flip him off. You can't make threats to him.
I didn't make... What threat? What threat? What
What
threat? Okay, first, tell me what threat I made to him. What threat? What threat?
I'm going to break your window.
What threat did I make to him? What threat did I make to him?
Driver's license, get out.
I will. Here's my thing.
Out of the car.
In Officer Malta's report, he claims that Detective Beard had asked what specific threats were made. Officer Malta wrote that Josh had displayed the middle finger to him, and that was all. The report does not indicate at what point of the incident. The clarification was made that there was not an actual threat, but rather a First Amendment protected gesture. The alleged clarification is also not present on any of the body cam footage, and was likely written to cover for the detective. But despite the so-called clarification, Josh was arrested and transported to the local police station, where he was cited with disorderly conduct, failure to comply, and resisting arrest. He was also given 3 citations for the derelict vehicles, despite the typical 7-day grace period normally afforded to the city's residents. He was held for 5 hours before he was released from his unlawful arrest. Officer Haney wrote in his report that Officer Malta informed him that Josh displayed the middle finger and used profanity. However, footage from the neighbor's video camera and the body cam does not show Officer Malta mention profanity, nor does it show Josh use it. And even if it did, and he did, it is still protected free speech and cannot be used to pull somebody over. Detective Beard wrote that Josh was verbally abusive towards the officers, including several lines of very colorful language that was never recorded on the body cam footage at the times indicated in the report. All 3 officers involved lied, either on scene or in their reports, to substantiate a false claim against Josh and to criminally cite him, further violating his civil rights. All for a finger. 1 week later, Josh went to the department to file a complaint and was asked to meet with the chief and Lieutenant Matthews.
So I had an opportunity to review your case.
Okay.
So, one thing I'll say is that to begin, I am going to be voiding all the charges, all the summonses that were issued to you.
Awesome.
I've also spoke with the tow company, and they have agreed to refund the expense you had.
$400. They charged me $400.
And you will be refunded every penny of that. So let me explain to you why. So, first and foremost, what we have here is a Sydney ordinance that has been on the books for some time that shows that the officers were acting in good faith in accordance with the city ordinance at the time.
Yeah, I know the city ordinance. I'm aware of it.
Sure.
I knew he had a right to be on my property.
Well, this is specifically the manner in which why they placed you under arrest, not specifically the derelict vehicle ordinance. So this is the ordinance labeled disorderly conduct, if you recall getting that ticket from the arresting officers. And the subsection of the ordinance that they used to place you under arrest was this language here. Whenever I reviewed this case, I believe
I've
that
seen gestures are constitutionally protected. You can't make laws that go above and beyond the Constitution.
if you give me an opportunity to finish.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm
So-
very emotional about this.
Well, and I can tell, and I understand. So this was on the books. This was the ordinance that they enforced, that they used to place you under arrest.
Okay.
When I had the opportunity to review the case, I agree with you that I believe this is in conflict with the First Amendment.
Okay.
Okay, that is protected speech. Because of that, all subsequent actions following the traffic stop, regardless if you were guilty of them or not,
Yeah.
are not going to be enforced. Because I do not believe that they had a constitutional right to stop you in the first place.
I've seen people get pounds of marijuana thrown out of court for
So-
unconstitutional stops.
So again, I understand that you're an argumentative individual. I am not
I'm
interested
not an
in
argumentative individual. I'm a very polite
Sure.
person. I have 7 kids.
So-
I have been violating my rights before I knew what my rights were. You can look at my record. I've never had a speeding ticket.
Sure.
I've
Well,
never
again,
been arrested. Like,
the whole point here, and the reason why I've called you, the reason why I wanted to reach out to you, is that your point here of your ability to make obscene gestures toward police or protect under the First Amendment, as the police department, we agree with you. This subsection of the ordinance, we've already addressed this with our legal counsel that represents the city, and this ordinance will be amended to remove anything that's in conflict with the First Amendment.
okay.
As such, you will be the standing case law that amends this for all future contact, and this ordinance will be amended to where this will never happen again.
Okay.
We've spoke with the tow company, we've told them our position, and we are having your total tow bill completely refunded to you as well.
He was an ass, that guy.
Sure. Well, I understand we spoke with him as well, and he doesn't sound as though he got along with you very well either, but hopefully now we can put this whole issue behind us. Again, I have no reason to suggest the officers didn't act in good faith because that ordinance was on the books. That ordinance is going to be amended.
Okay.
Okay, and
Can I
all
have
charges
that?
against you. Yeah, this is actually on E-Code 360. It's,
Okay,
it's
okay.
public record. You can pull it up and view it.
What proof do I have that my charges are going to be dropped?
Sure. So they're not
I
being
mean, I have
submitted
video
to
evidence
court.
that you're saying this, so
Oh, okay, that's fine.
perfect.
Yeah. Well, is that all the proof you would like? I mean, we could send you a letter.
No, this should do.
Okay.
Should be fine.
Yeah. So prior to even calling you, the actual hard copies of the tickets were stamped red and void. Inside of the computer system, I voided all of those out.
Okay, good.
Okay, so it's as though they're not going to make it to the court.
Can
They're
you
not
guys
getting past
maybe
approval.
a little bit of de-escalation training? Because Beard was hot. I mean, he came in hot.
So to address that with you, in the event they did have a lawful contact with you, the subsequent actions of failing to comply, I would have allowed to stay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know. If you had a reason to pull me over, I know. I have ID and stuff. I know my rights.
Sure. So what I will say
And I
is,
also know my first, my fourth, my eighth was violated. I know my rights were violated.
okay. So what is it that you would like to have happen moving forward?
I don't really know yet. Like, I haven't really crossed that bridge. My focus was getting these charges dismissed.
Okay.
And we had addressed this prior to seeing things pop up on Facebook. We were working on this at the end of last week. We spoke with everybody on Monday, I believe it was. So we've been in the process of working on this, and I think
And one of your officers called, I'm a legal marijuana grower. One of your officers called my landlord. He called me and said that I was illegally growing over my limit. I know my limit. I'm allowed to have six non-flowering, 6 flowering, 6 seedlings. I only have 6 non-flowering right now. And he said I was growing and distribution to my landlord. What the hell was that about?
It's a good question. I
I don't know what that's about.
Do you know who called your landlord?
No, but I can get it from him.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to take one of my cards.
Yeah, and he said that all my neighbors were complaining, and like my neighbor is the one who gave me the video of the first encounter I had. I have that on video too, where I made no threat to any officer.
All right, and I'm sorry, you said you go by Josh?
Yeah, every help me Josh.
Okay. So Josh, here's my card. I don't know anything, there's nothing in the report about any contact with your landlord. I don't know anything about that. That's me, that's my phone number. Whatever kind of problems you have, give me a call. Okay. With respect to the derelict vehicles, I voided those too.
Okay, I'm gonna
because
okay, one's a junk car, one's his friend's car, and then I just bought the Monte Carlo.
Sure. Well, just let me
The other
finish.
car.
So I know that at the time that they first had contact with you, they had placed a warning sticker on your car. Is that right?
No, they charged me. It was
Well,
They charged
in
me.
addition to that, were there also warning stickers placed on your car?
no.
Okay.
No, there's never any warning stickers.
Okay. So
Well, I had a warning sticker on the Mazda like when I first moved in 2019.
Okay.
But I got that plate.
So the common practice for Officer Malta, who was the first one there to talk to you about your derelict vehicles, his standard practice is a 7-day grace period after he puts a warning tag on a car.
So that's what started it all.
Can you please?
Well, hold on.
I'm not going to interrupt you. I'm going to ask you
go
please
ahead.
not
You're
to
right. Go
interrupt me.
ahead.
Okay.
You're good. Go ahead.
From the time in which he had that first contact with you, I think on the 10th or whatever date it was, I have to go back and look. That's the standard practice that he abides in, is that he place a warning on a vehicle, come back after 7 days, and if the issue's not been rectified, that he'd issue a summons in 7 days. I voided the derelict vehicle tickets that were written to you on the 10th and told him that they're going to abide by their standard practice there and revisit it after the 7-day grace period.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So all the tickets that were issued to you on the 10th have been voided.
Okay. Good. What I asked, what started it was his demeanor. Like, I have it on video. He came up, like, I can show you the video one day. I was like, hey, how's it going? And we had an exchange, and he asked me about it. I explained the cars. And I was like, I can just get a cover for him. The reason I said that was because my neighbor's house burned down. They put a derelict sticker on her car, and she covered it, and everything was fine. So I was like, I'll just get a cover for him. He was like, you can't do that. And I was like, oh, I just thought I could. And he was like, well, I don't remember how he said it, but it just kind of struck me wrong. And then I was like, okay, do what you have to do. He's like, I'm gonna put a sticker on. I was like, okay, do what you have to do. And I start backing up. He's like, I'm gonna fine you. And I rolled down my window. I was like, get off my property as soon as possible. And he was like, what'd he say?
I'll take my time.
I'll take my time. So I flipped him off, drove off. Next thing I know, I'm getting pulled over.
Yes, and the position of the police department is that while that was in the city ordinance at the time, that gesture is protected by the First Amendment, and that's what was used to stop you. So therefore, all subsequent action is not going to be enforced.
Okay. How long have you been in the department?
This is my 4th day back after being gone for 5 years. I used to hold
wow.
this position here.
Okay. And I know you just got elected right,
Yes.
recently.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
He's been here for a decade.
Okay.
He was
Yeah.
just
You
recently
got
promoted
promoted?
to police chief,
Cool.
yeah.
Cool.
So I was here, I was formerly lieutenant here, I spent 5 years with another agency, and this is my first week back in this position.
Right. Now I'm taking care of the cars. Just,
Sure.
I'm gonna get.
Well, you got my, look, again, I'm just now getting settled back into this position. Chief Candivan has just been recently appointed to this position. We're here to work for you, Josh.
Yeah.
You're a citizen of this city. You've got my card. If you have issues, give me a call.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll work through things together. You know, it's not us versus you. It's us serving you.
Yeah,
That's the whole point.
that's what it's supposed to be. But then the dude called my lawyer, my landlord. Like,
And I don't know anything about that. If you could please call me, we can
yeah,
find out what
I
that's
can
about.
get the number. I'll call. I can pull
Because
your
I don't have,
cards, whatever.
there's nothing documented about that, so I just don't know. So whatever you learn, please give me a call. We'll look into it.
All right.
Okay?
All right, perfect.
All right. Thank you for coming in, Josh. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
2 days prior to this meeting, Lieutenant Matthews had reviewed the incident and found that no threats were made. The lieutenant explored the ordinances used to cite Josh and wrote a fairly impressive report for an officer regarding the First Amendment and the constitutionality of Josh's actions that day. He even cited case law that is often used in videos on this channel, and as he stated in the interview, he voided all citations against Josh. However, there is no mention of the multiple lies by the officers involved.
The officers were acting in good faith in accordance with the city ordinance at the time.
That were made up to criminally charge an innocent man.
The officers were acting in good faith in accordance with the city ordinance at the time.
Whether the officers have or will be disciplined for their unprofessional behavior is unclear, but Josh is in talks with a lawyer and is filing his lawsuit against all the officers involved, the department and municipality soon. Josh does not have a YouTube channel and has submitted these videos to me directly. Be sure to leave a comment for Josh down below. As always, thanks for watching. If you have a video you'd like to submit for review, use the link in the description or pinned comment. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification for future content. And remember to like, share, and comment down below of what you think of this interaction. It really helps the channel. If you enjoy our content, try our other channels, LackLuster Limited for criminal psychology content, and The Odd Side for paranormal videos. Shirts and other merchandise are available at the Teespring store. Memberships start at just $1 if you'd like to help further support the channel and get a slick Lack logo next to your name. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. All links are down below.